second question is that which genetic diseases must be targeted in a common population with no history? As I said before, Down syndrome is the priority.
Yes,
and
it's true.
Because trisomy 18 or trisomy 13 adverse and fatal syndromes are easy to detect with ultrasound. They give us a lot of clues with their hearts, brain, number of fingers. It's hard to misdiagnose these genetic syndromes.
Yeah.
What is your
I will
advice?
add to this screening as well, the screening of sexual chromosomes, especially Turner and Klinefelter is pretty frequent in most of the population, and it can go undiagnosed with ultrasound because it doesn't have very clear signs, Turner and Klinefelter, and the baby can be born with that, and the problems start after the pediatric age. So also, DiGeorge syndrome is important to be screened. It's pretty frequent. It's 1 in 4,000 living births. The baby can be born with that, can live with that, but with much of heart problems because it shows it's like a hole in the septum that separates the heart chambers, and it creates very much problem. If it doesn't go to birth, it can create problems for the pregnancy, in late pregnancy. And it can be identified only if you do like a cardiofetal ultrasound to see the heart of the baby. It doesn't have very clear signs, or if it has very late in pregnancy. You don't see them in first trimester of pregnancy for the DiGeorge. So I would definitely recommend the checking of DiGeorge as well. Other microdeletions, maybe 6 of them are like more frequent, and when I say more frequent, is 1 to 10,000 births or 1 to 20,000 births or up to 1 to 100,000 births. Other microdeletions are not even reported as living or interruption, are just reported theoretically in literature. So I wouldn't recommend to screen for everything because it puts stress, it added costs, and it creates very confusion for the couple and for the future of their baby, because the couple needs to think about 200 or 100 anomalies that their baby can have. It's a lot of stress.
Yes.
I wouldn't go
At
for
the end, it gives nothing to us.
Exactly.
The benefits are too low, and the harm to the
Exactly.
psychology of the family is very much.
Yes, it doesn't have a clinical relevance for the doctor to understand what this microdeletion can do to the pregnancy, because it's very rare, it never happened. It's like just in theoretical, in books, it is reported.
My last question is about my country, because we are in the Mediterranean side of the world. We are close to the Jewish side. And we have some relation marriages, and we have some diseases like cystic fibrosis and sickle cell anemia, more commonly from the rest of the world. Do you have any advice about these diseases?
Definitely, couples that have like a blood relations between them, they need to check if they are carrier of mutation for the same disease, for thalassemia, for sickle cell, for hereditary deafness as well is pretty common, cystic fibrosis. These are a very important disease that if the child is born with those disease, the life of the family totally changes. There's a lot of sufferance and a lot of costs behind that, so it's better to prevent this thing than to suffer from these problems.
Thank you for your contribution.
Very honored that you allowed me to communicate with your audience, because I checked your page and you're really a very followed doctor and trustful doctor, and I really kind of want to keep in our network these kind of experts, because together we just can bring value and more support for the couples. As a group, we are really supportive for genetic consultancy. If you might consider that this is important for you and your patients, you can have our availability anytime. You can call or write or just connect directly with us for your patients.
Thank you.
Thank you.